Okay, so the first thing I do for assembly is I like to put together the hydrangea. And all I do is I like to mix and match the colors. I've done 3 colors. You can do 1, you could do 2. You do what you like. And I fit them around the design, but I don't try to be too perfect about it because you've already got color on the bottom. I just try to fit them around, and I try to get 3 layers with the top layer having like 2 or 3 pieces so that it creates like a semicircle half ball kind of thing. Not like straight up cylinder, but coming in on the sides. And then now I'm putting the piece together. And I've chosen to put this one together where the main tall piece is all the way on the back. So it's a flat back. But what I'm showing you here is that you could actually put the, you could put a piece on the back and put these stars in the center if you wanted to. And I chose to use this piece where the star circle was just flat on the back because I'm going to put it up on my mantle. Excuse my dog, he's growling. And so I'm going to put all of my pieces that I'm going to tuck things into towards the front. So that means that one of my hat pieces with the stripes on it is going to be hidden. you're not going to see it, which is the one that I'm putting glue on now. So I will put that one on first. I could have put the other one on first. It didn't matter which of the hidden ones goes on first. And I'm going to let it really get seated well. And sometimes I like to lift it up, and when it's got a flat bottom, I'm just kind of cleaning up a little glue here. And I think at one point I lifted up and I use the table to make sure that the bottom is flat, because that's really important because it's going to be standing. You want to make sure that your bottom is flat. And do it at, yep, here I go. Make sure you do it at each piece, that it's going to be totally flat. So notice that I really took my time on each piece. And then I'm going ahead and putting more glue on. This is, the thing I'm using is just a paint pot or a glue pot that holds the glue. I've really loved it. Maybe I'll tuck in a link to that. People have really been loving getting them. It keeps the glue, when I do a lot of crafting, it keeps the glue where I can just pour out a bunch, use it like I'm using it, put that lid on, and it keeps it from drying out, and I don't waste any. So again, I'm really taking my time here, checking the flatness on the bottom. And then I move on and I will put on the front cover, cleaning up a little glue with my fingers. And I'm squeezing the three pieces here together as I'm doing it, checking all the sides and really using my fingers to feel to make sure the edges are aligned. And again, just really taking my time with it. This is really the part that you want to take your time with. And then I'll put on the decorative front. The square that you see cut out there, that's really just a wood saving measure. The more that I can do that, the less I can charge for things. So there was no point in really having an entire piece of wood on the inside. So when that cuts out like that, there's actually, I think, a couple of stars inside that cut out. And then putting on the hat. I know it's kind of slow, but I do want you to see that I really do. A lot of times I speed this part up, but I want you to see I really do take my time with it. I'm using all of my thumb and fingers to feel the edges of the wood. I'm squeezing it together, and I'm pushing down on the table to make sure the bottom is flat, so that when it stands, it's going to be fine. I'm just holding it there for pressure. I'm checking the edges. I think I noticed that I cut a bunch of white paint on the edge, and I just grabbed a sanding block. Yep. Got a little messy on the edge, so I thought I would take care of that real quick. And then I go to put the brim on. I tried really hard to make sure I didn't put too much glue here. No matter what I do when I put these brims on, it seeps out glue. But the Tite Bond Quick and Thick is what I use. It does dry clear. So this time I tried to put it on there and it still seeped out. Because I put it too low. See? It's okay. And then the main piece, that's your main piece. And then when you are assembling the rest of the piece, you've got 2 full layers to tuck things into there. So lots of room to play and put things into. I like to start by putting the stars around. You can put things anywhere you want. Obviously, this is going to be your piece, but this is how I've started out. I kind of had the stars go all different directions, purposefully not having them like a line. And again, the good thing about Type on Quick and Thick is it is quick, but you'll notice here that I end up having to shift these just a little bit once I get them down. And so I just kind of put down all of the big stars that I want to put down. And notice I realized, not quite enough room. It is designed to have the ones that you see me end up with to go all the way around. It's a pretty tight fit. Now I did a neutral background behind these, but you could do a blue, you could do yellow. You really could do any color. Okay. So now I just start tucking. You've got greenery, some fireworks, a sparkler, flowers, and you can put them anywhere you want. You can have them laying on top of the stars. You can have them poking out. You're going to see that I kind of start with a base, and what I'm doing with that green piece is I stabilize it down inside the hat, but I also stabilize it on the right there by that blue star on the gray base. So just kind of play with, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put this piece. And see me crack off the bottom of that stem. So don't feel like you're stuck with how tall these pieces are. I put stems on everything, but you're going to notice that I think I break off almost every one of the stems to figure out where I'm going to put it. So feel the freedom to do that. I wouldn't break it till you know where you're putting it, but once you do, then go for it. And again, here I am. I stabilize it on the bottom and then up on, and I just kind of peeked into the bottom just to make sure that the glue is touching something. Wood glue is very strong. So once everything is in here and it's dried, it's going to be very strong. You're going to also see that near the end, a lot of the pieces that I put in, they're not flat. They begin to have dimension and start to stick out and lean towards the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually speed this up. Okay, so now I have sped it up. And you really can see me putting things in, moving things around, trying to figure out where I want it. I usually put the hydrangea to the front. I did crack off the hydrangea stem quite a bit. I only left like 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. And I tuck it all the way down so you can't even see the stem at all. And I put glue on the base of the flowers, so that's kind of glued onto the brim of the hat. And I just keep tucking. I actually don't end up using everything. You can. I don't. Even this daisy here starts to stick out if you notice it. It's leaning up. And then I just add a bunch of stars. Anywhere and everywhere. I even put them on the fireworks. So that firework right there is actually sticking up about 20 degrees off that bottom firework.